Potawatomi,
arts,
culture,
and entertainment.
This is a Pace production.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Thank you to Pace and the Hall family for allowing three amazing artists from Omaha, Nebraska, which is Patty Talbert, Pamela Kanya Henson, and myself, Celeste Butler, to be able to present in this place this evening. We started this journey, I think, approximately a year ago, to put together our work, but not to communicate with each other, not to communicate with each other during the process, so that our own natural creative processes can flow through. And what you see tonight is that. And I just want to give honor to those ladies, both Pam and Patty, for making this such an amazing, amazing exhibit. I want to take the moment to thank my friends who actually took a plane in tonight just to be here. It means so much to me, and I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I want to give thanks also to the Union for Contemporary Arts for 2017 for taking a chance with me and allowing me to be a part of that process. And that union family means everything to me. Amplified Arts as well, who have supported me and blessed me many a times. And each and every one of you in your own special ways, even today, the way y'all blew up my phone, the way y'all blew up social media, the way y'all dropped flowers at my door, everything. Do you hear me from the footies that I have on my feet tonight? To my little snacks to make sure I had the right nourishment. But enough about all of that. I want to present to you tonight the first in this series, which is called The Divine Feminine Goddesses. We are here. We are here. We are here. And just to be able to have the first phase of this collection here tonight was a milestone, because during the process, my body shut down twice, and I ended up in the hospital with a blood pressure of 200 over 100 and something. So I'm not supposed to be here. But I know I have a higher power, a higher calling, and a higher cause. I lead with love, and some days I get it right, and some days I fuck it up, because I'm human. But I want to talk to you about the series of the Divine Feminine Goddesses. They're a representation of me, and they're a representation of you. And each one of you can take a piece of it with you. But I'm going to tell you a story about a little girl, and her name was Sapphire. And her name was Sapphire because that's the name her dad gave her. And I will cherish that name forever. And I don't tell too many people that story, because that's something personal that my dad and I hold. And I love him dearly. Rest in peace. My mom was a Renaissance woman from Chicago. And her and my father arrived here somewhere in the 1940s, 47, 48, and settled our family here. We're probably five generations deep now, at least. And I'm happy to see some of my family here tonight. Thank you. The Divine Feminine Goddess. In probably 4 weeks' time, this series was created. We had a year, but I knew my vision of where I wanted to go with it. I couldn't pull it out for some reason, because there were blocks along the way. And anybody that's an artist understand when you come up in those blocks, you have to work through those processes. whatever those blocks was. We're constantly, they help us grow, they help us see something, they help us learn. But one thing about the process, you can't rush it. It cannot be rushed. If you rush it, you just rush it, you get what you get. But if you want to sink your soul into something to be able to tell a story, that is the place you have to live in, and respect that as well. I've learned and grown so much in 2023. Divine Feminine Goddess. These are a lot of the fabrics during the pandemic that people would leave on my porch because they know I work with fiber and textile. And I'm going to pause right now. I just glanced over and I see so many young people in the room tonight. I want to honor y'all tonight for being here. I appreciate every last young person. My work crosses multi-generations, and that's deliberate. My work crosses multi-cultures, and that's deliberate, because there are stories that have to be told, and nobody can tell my story but me. And I tell my story through my work. If you look at any of my pieces, present or past, there's a story underneath each and every piece. So, I'm gonna tell you a few things, but I don't want to give it all to you, because the beauty of art is how you can walk up to it and interpret it, do your own personal interpretation. And if I give it all to you, it kind of takes something away. So I'm gonna leave you wondering just a little bit, because not all of it is meant to be shared. So as a Black woman, when I was a little girl, even as a grown woman, I remember being teased about the thickness of my lips, the broad nose, the dark skin. I never took, even as a little girl, I never took none of that to heart because I knew differently. I knew that the texture of which I had didn't make me no different than anyone else, although society told me it was. It didn't ring, it didn't resonate. When I looked in the mirror, what I seen was an eyes, nose, and mouth. And when I looked across the room, what I seen was eyes, nose, and mouth. And I couldn't understand why the color made a difference. It doesn't, unless you let it make a difference. And I'm hoping that through this series and through my work, wherever we reside with that issue, that some of that we can just let it go and be. Because everybody is enough. Everybody. The things that they teased me about, people were paying hundreds and thousands of dollars to duplicate what I was naturally born with. I don't have to go buy anything. I don't have to go change anything. It is. Because it was gifted to me. And it was gifted to you, whatever that is. I want us to soften our heart in love. I want to soften our heart in respect. Art starts those conversations. Art allows us to be able to sit in a room, multicultural, multi-ethnic groups, and bring people together to start the conversation of healing, to start the conversation of love, to start the conversation to dig a little deeper, to start the conversation of respect, to start the conversation of peace. I am at peace. I am at peace. And I am at peace. And I want to give thanks tonight. It would be remiss of me not to give thanks to the Most High that pulls these things out of me from wherever they come. It's been in me ever since I was a little girl. And certain things I can't explain. I don't even try to explain. I just go to my materials and I go to work and it comes out. So whatever your gift is, I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. Find out what it is. Love it fiercely and be about that business. And when we're about that business, the room, the atmosphere, the love, the universe, everything opens as a result of that. But we have to start leading with love. You know why? I got grandkids. What about you? I want to leave this world a little bit better place for them. And this is where I start. So I thank you for being here tonight. I thank you for supporting my work. And I thank you for allowing me space for my voice to be able to speak through my work. And if it touches you, support us. Support these entities, support PACE, support Amplified Art, support the Union for Contemporary Art, support those entities that allow artists like me and artists like you to be able to use our voices to change this world. And that's just a simple ask. Find that spot, find that place, find that love. And let's do that. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just coming from where I am. And that's what these pieces are. I hope you get a chance to walk through each and every one. I do want to say one thing. The burlap is significant. Every piece is significant, but the burlap was repurposed coffee bags from Hardy Coffee on North 30th Street. So whatever I don't have in my inventory, I outsource that from I need to recycle. When I look at the statistics, and it say 90% of our fabric and textile waste ends up in landfills, that's disturbing to me. We can't burn it fast enough. We can't destroy it fast enough. But this is my give back to get some of that out of there and up and recreating it and reusing it for a greater purpose. So I want to open up the floor because I don't want to hog up all of your time. And I ask you if you have any questions for me, because it's not all about me. This is my way of being able to share what I do with you. So if you have questions, let's do this. I'm waiting.